The Orisha's Dilemma, a tale of love and betrayal. Ocean stood at the riverbank, her golden dress soaked in blood. Shango lay still on the ground behind her, his mighty axe buried in the earth beside him. The sky was dark, and the Orishas who watched from above had fallen silent. This wasn't how it was supposed to be. Long ago, the Orishas ruled over the world, guiding and protecting the people. Among them, Ocean, goddess of love and rivers, was the most beautiful. Her laughter could make flowers bloom, and her touch could heal the sick. But love is never simple, even for a goddess. Ocean was deeply in love with Shango, the god of thunder and war. He was powerful, strong, and proud. His laugh rumbled like a storm, and when he was angry, lightning split the skies. But Shango had a secret. He also loved Oya, the goddess of winds and storms, who had once been his wife. Oya was fierce and wild, her spirit untamable. She loved Shango too, but they had parted long ago after a terrible fight. The flame between them had never fully died, and it flickered still, hidden deep inside Shango's heart. Ocean knew this. She could feel it every time Shango looked at Oya. She could sense it in the air when the two were close, the tension between them like a brewing storm. And it hurt her more than she ever let anyone see. She, the goddess of love, was losing her own. One day, Ocean couldn't bear it anymore. She went to the river to cry, and her tears turned the water gold. In her grief, she called upon Oromola, the wise Orisha of destiny. "Help me," she begged. "Tell me what to do." Oromola closed his eyes, seeing the threads of fate. "The heart is not easily swayed," he said. "But you can choose. You can fight for Shango's love, or you can let it go." Ocean's heart was torn. She loved Shango deeply, but how could she compete with Oya's wild, untamable spirit? In the end, her love for Shango was too strong. She decided to fight for him. But the battle of hearts is not fought with weapons. Ocean tried everything, more dances, more laughter, more kindness. But nothing seemed to change. Shango's heart still leaned toward Oya, drawn by her storms and wild winds. And Oya knew it too. She wasn't shy about reminding Ocean of their shared past, flaunting her connection with Shango. One evening, Shango was late coming home. Ocean waited by the river, anxiety gnawing at her. When he finally appeared, she saw it in his eyes. He had been with Oya. Her anger boiled over. "You promised me your heart," she cried. Shango, always proud, looked away. "I love you, Ocean, but I cannot forget Oya. She is a part of me." The words pierced Ocean like a knife. In her pain, she made a decision she would never be able to take back. She went to Ogun, the Orisha of iron and war. "Forge me a weapon," she said. Ogun looked at her with concern. "Weapons are not for you, Ocean." "I need it," she said, her voice firm. Reluctantly, Ogun gave her a small, sharp dagger. "Be careful, Ocean. This path is dangerous." The next night, Ocean called Shango to the riverbank. She wore her most beautiful gown, gold and shimmering, and spoke softly. "I want to end this war between us," she said. "Come close." Shango, always trusting of her, stepped forward. But as he did, Ocean pulled out the dagger. In a fit of rage, of heartbreak, she slashed at him. But her hands shook, and instead of his chest, she cut his arm. Shango stumbled back, shocked. His mighty axe fell to the ground. Ocean froze, realizing what she had done. Blood dripped from Shango's arm, staining the earth. She dropped the dagger, tears streaming down her face. "I didn't mean to," she whispered. Shango, wounded but furious, picked up his axe. "You tried to kill me." His voice roared like thunder, and the sky darkened above them. Oya appeared then, carried by the wind. She had felt the storm brewing between them and came to see what had happened. When she saw Shango bleeding, her rage exploded. She lunged at Ocean, her wings swirling violently. Ocean didn't fight back. She couldn't. She stood there, helpless, as Oya's wings cut her like knives. In the end, the other Orishas had to intervene. Obatala, the god of peace, stepped in and pulled them apart. But the damage was done. Shango, torn between the two women he loved, left them both. He walked into the storm and never looked back. Ocean, heartbroken, retreated to her rivers, her once joyful laughter gone. Oya disappeared into the wind, forever chasing storms. And the Orishas, who once danced and celebrated together, now carried the weight of their own betrayals. The world kept turning, but nothing would ever be the same.